America has been in turmoil over this debate for decades, with questions being asked like, can a woman deprive an unborn child's right to life? Shouldn't a woman have the right to make her own decisions regarding her body? Protests, marches, walks, even conventions are being held to call on the government to take action. However, today's society is very close-minded and set in their beliefs, some with polar opposite beliefs. Therefore, they are unable to find a solution. But first, what is abortion? Abortion is the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, usually from conception up to 24 weeks. Currently, there are two methods to abortion. The pill, which contains mifepristone, blocks the hormone progesterone. Progesterone aids in the smooth muscle relaxation in the uterine wall during pregnancy. So the pill causes the uterus to contract and expel the embryo through a heavy period. Secondly, there are three forms depending on how far along the pregnancy is of surgical abortions. For up to 16 weeks, there is vacuum aspiration where the cervix is numbed and opened wide enough for a surgical tube to be inserted. The contents of the uterus are then vacuumed through the tube and emptied. There is also dilation and curettage, where the cervix is dilated with either anesthetic or medication. Then a curette is used to remove the contents of the uterus. If a pregnancy is within 12 to 24 weeks, then there is a dilation and evacuation abortion. This is where osmotic dilators are inserted 24 hours prior to the procedure to expand and stretch the cervix. Once expanded, either method, vacuum aspiration or dilation and curettage, is used. The pro-choice versus pro-life argument. Pro-choice beliefs. Individuals have unlimited autonomy with respect to their own reproductive systems as long as they don't breach the autonomy of others. Pro-life beliefs. The government has an obligation to preserve all human life regardless of intent, viability, or quality of life concern. The common ground.
Sometimes I question my beliefs around abortion.
Oh, right. We're supposed to start talking. Yeah, because you hear the other person's perspective and you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think I question mine often because I could imagine that if I wasn't living my life based on my Christianity, I would want women to have that choice as well.
All right, my disagreeers, come on in.
I used to be a pro-life feminist.
Really?
Yes, until I had an abortion. Actually, I had two. And after I realized what I had done, I knew I had made the biggest mistake in my life. I realized that it wasn't I shouldn't be taking the life of a child. So after that, I struggled with it for 35 years with my abortions, and so I have no doubts. I am all the way pro-life.
But I believe fundamentally that the woman should have that right to make the decision. And I've never been anybody who's pro-abortion. Oftentimes they don't have good choices, and they're picking the lesser of the bad choices.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm very certain of my views because I want to respect that everyone has that option. And I think that if you take that away, you endanger children more than if you allow them to make that choice for themselves. So.
But a woman can choose for herself, but she doesn't have the right to choose for someone else. Because if a child is inconvenient as a toddler, are you going to kill that child as a toddler? No.
I think we're talking about a completely
But
different
no,
thing,
we're
though, in
talking
that
science.
regard.
We're talking science.
And I'm saying, like, a lot of times women have to have abortions because of medical reasons.
That's like
a lot of time.
0.001%.
Right.
Yes.
Time? Oh, you got us.
I know, right in the thick of it.
What are some pros and cons of abortion? There's two sides to a debate. That is why it's a debate. There is no right or wrong answer. However, abortion is a social issue that must be resolved somehow. The reason America has not come to a solid conclusion on this topic is because today's society is very divided and closed-minded. There are valid points for both sides. Therefore, America should come up with a compromise, one that covers everyone's opinions. Yes, Not every person will be happy, but we are living in real life, not a utopian society. We, as Americans, need to come together and discuss this topic, however, with an open mind. Without an open mind, no action can be taken. Therefore, animosity will still be present.